It is 7 o'clock, and I'm going to call this meeting to order. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, council members, city officials. Welcome to the April 27, 2026 regular city council meeting. We're meeting at 26 South Paint Street, Chiillicothe, Ohio, and I would ask the clerk to call the attendance roll.
Thank you, President Shoemaker. Bennett.
Present.
Payne.
Here.
McCourt.
Here.
Barnes.
Here.
McKeever.
Here.
Dement.
Here.
Preston.
Here.
Dunn.
Here.
Creed.
Here.
And I would now ask Ms. Payne to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The minutes from the April 13, 2026 meeting have been distributed. Are there any additions, deletions, or corrections? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the minutes? Motion by Ms. Dunn, second by Mr. McQuirt, and the clerk will call the roll.
Bennett.
Yes.
Payne.
Yes.
McCourt.
Yes.
Barnes.
Yes.
McKeever.
Yes.
Dement.
Yes.
Preston.
Yes.
Dunn.
Yes.
Creed.
Yes.
The minutes are approved. Pursuant to Rule 8 of the Rules of Council, copies of ordinances and resolutions to be voted on by council at any meeting are supposed to be delivered 3 days before the meeting. However, we've got some additions we're going to make tonight, and so Rule 21 allows for the suspension of rules if 5 members vote to suspend the rules. And so I would ask if there is a motion to suspend the rules this evening. Motion by Ms. Payne, second by Mr. Creed, and the clerk will call the roll.
Bennett.
Yes.
Payne.
Yes.
McCourt.
Yes.
Barnes.
Yes.
McKeever.
Yes.
Dement.
Yes.
Preston.
Yes.
Dunn.
Yes.
Creed.
Yes.
The rules are suspended, and we would now need a motion to add 3 separate items to the agenda. One is an extension of the builder's risk insurance policy. The second is additional appropriations for unappropriated balances. And the third is the establishment of pay rates for part-time summer and fall seasonal employees. Is there a motion to amend? Motion by Mr. Dement, second by Mr. Creed, and the clerk will call the roll.
Bennett.
Yes.
Payne.
Yes.
McCourt.
Yes.
Barnes.
Yes.
McKeever.
Yes.
Dement.
Yes.
Preston.
Yes.
Dunn.
Yes.
Creed.
Yes.
The agenda is amended, and we'll now move to reports of committees. Development Committee, Mr. Dement.
Thank you, President Shoemaker. Development has nothing on tonight's agenda and nothing else to report. Thank you.
Thank you. Engineering Committee, Ms. Dunn.
I have nothing on the agenda tonight. However, I did get a call from constituent for something from last year, an alley vacation. So that will be getting worked out from last year.
Thank you. Finance Technology Committee, Mr. Creed.
Thank you, President Shoemaker. We have 3 items on the agenda tonight. Item number 2, this is an ordinance from ODOT for a proposal submitted by ODOT to resurface State Route 104, which is High Street, to north of the city limits. This is up for its second reading. We just added item number 3, which is an ordinance to appropriate $38,659 for the extension of the builder's risk insurance for the wastewater treatment plant. At the appropriate time, I'll ask to waive the 3-read rule on that so we can get that paid and keep their insurance current. Item number 4 now is ordinance for additional appropriations totaling $361,700 for current expenditures for 2026. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Human Resources Committee, Ms. Payne.
Thank you, President Shoemaker. We do have one item on the agenda, and that was one of the items that was just added. It'll be item number 5, and it is number 26-019, and it's an ordinance appropriating funds and establishing pay rates for part-time summer and fall seasonal employees. And at the appropriate time, I would like to ask that we waive the 3-read rule on that so that these departments can start interviewing and hiring. I also want to add that Human Resources has a committee meeting directly after the meeting tonight, and that is for assignment 25-075, and that is an ordinance to authorize and guide the use of project labor agreements, and also 26-022, and that's the adoption of the updated Title VI policy and procedures for the transit system. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Parks, Rec, and Tourism Committee, Mr. Barnes.
Thank you, President Shoemaker. We have nothing on the agenda, but I did have a committee meeting earlier, and we discussed the resolution authorizing the installation of a public art wall near the New Chiillicothe Park Skate Park, contingent upon community fundraising and applicable approvals. We voted yes on that, so it'll be on the next agenda. And then the second thing that we discussed was the consideration of available options for Canada goose management in Chiillicothe Park. After a lot of conversations about it, we're going to meet again to kind of talk about pricing and how we should move forward with that. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Safety Service Committee, Ms. Preston.
Thank you, President Shoemaker. We have nothing on the agenda, and we did not have a committee meeting. I would like to hold a future committee meeting on May 4th at 4 p.m. in regard to assignment 26-026, 26-027, and 26-028. So May 4th at 4 p.m. That'll be all. Thank you.
Thank you. Utilities Committee, Mr. McKeever.
Thank you, President Shoemaker. Utilities has nothing on the agenda for tonight and nothing to report.
Thank you. City Services Committee, Mr. McQuirt.
Thank you, President Shoemaker. I have one item on the agenda tonight. It's the third reading in ordinance accepting and adopting the revised City of Chiillicothe Transit System procurement policy for the Chiillicothe Transit System. I also want to let the city know that the new ladder truck got put into service today. I was down there for the push-in ceremony. It was really nice, really top-notch piece of equipment there, and everybody should be very proud of it. Thank you.
Thank you. Community Affairs Committee, Ms. Bennett.
Thank you, President Shoemaker. We have nothing on the agenda, nothing to report this evening.
Thank you. Now we'll turn to reports of officials. Mayor Feeney.
Thank you, President Shoemaker. First thing I'll comment on is the letter that's been circulated with regard to the tax levy that's on the ballot next Tuesday. First, I want to say thank you to the Law Director's Office, County Prosecutor's Office. This is a pretty unique situation, one that I have not come across before. Essentially, at the last council meeting, I put it to the council and public's attention that the language on the ballot does not match the language that council passed in the resolution. In the 2 weeks since then, and actually leading up to that meeting, the law director's office, the law director, Hannah Bivens in that office, put in really a significant amount of time to try and get some clarity for us on this topic. And I believe that the short answer is that there is no clarity on this topic, that the Secretary of State rules and the format that they use simply do not match the city's ability to have home rule and put on an income tax. And so I just wanted to put and offer some clarity to the citizens, to City Council if they wish to sign on, but note as well that Council President, Auditor, and Law Director sign on as well. In essence, the clarity that I'd like to offer is that even though the language that will appear on the ballot next Tuesday, and if you voted early already, the language that appears there does not mention the fact that the council passed the resolution and limited the income tax collection to 10 years. Along with the resolution is the necessity for an ordinance that will modify our codified ordinances. With my letter, I have committed to, as well as the other signees, that the ordinance that will be passed will in fact limit that time collection to 10 years, just as it was limited in 2015. And so even though it is not contained in the ballot language is not the ordinance language. And so it is my commitment to the community and those others that have signed on that we will not collect that tax beyond 10 years. And with the letter that I submitted to the public and to council is a draft of the committee assignment that I would send should the levy pass. I know it's a confusing thing. It's been confusing, I think, to all of us as we've discussed it, but it's just one of those nuances, I suppose, that comes along with working in local government. But that's my commitment to the community. Hopefully it offers some clarity, but 10 years, and the auditor as well is committed to not collecting beyond 10 years. So hopefully that offers some clarity. Beyond that, a lot of safety service news that I'd like to pass along. Last week we had a retirement. Terry Brown retired after 23 years. We had a new hire, Justin Depew, the same day. But we also had an event that in our staff meeting this morning, of course we knew about it on Friday, but the fire chief brought up to give kudos to the police department and also just comment on how well the police and fire departments are working well together. We had a situation where in town somebody was mowing grass, flipped the mower, and was trapped under the mower in a pond. Police department responded immediately. We're in the water, getting the guy out. Fire department followed quickly behind, tow truck, the whole deal. The person survived. Police and fire worked together well. The response time was almost immediate. And I think that I just wanted to pass this particular incident along because stuff like this happens every day. It doesn't always get reported on. Police and fire don't go around slapping themselves on the back, but internally, they're working well together. Bless you. And it is just a moment that I would like to thank them for another life-saving task that just sort of goes unheralded sometimes, but I wanted to recognize. On that same theme of recognition, our police chief, Ron Myers, received recently the Supreme Court Justice Stratton Award for Crisis Intervention Champion of the Year. Those of you that know Chief well know that his approach to law enforcement is very community-minded, and he has been a big supporter of crisis intervention for a long time. So to see him get that recognition, as he said himself, he's not proud of the recognition, I think, for himself, but for the community and what it means for the way we approach everything from the opioid epidemic to how we respond to crisis today. So I just want to take that moment to thank him, to thank the police department, thank the fire department. That hard work happens every day. It happens right now, and it's not often recognized. So thank you for that hard work. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Mayor. Now we'll move to the auditor, Ms. Baker.
Thank you, President Shoemaker. We do not have a formal report to provide tonight. Just want to thank Council President, the Mayor, Law Director's Office, and all of City Council for your cooperation with an increase and working through significant legislative requests. It's quite a busy time, so we just appreciate that effort. And that is all we have tonight.
Thank you. Law Director Villarreal.
It's yours. Thank you. I'll borrow hers. Mine doesn't work. As you can see, we've been very busy. But aside from that, things are just going the same as they have been. I don't have anything additionally to report. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll now move to audience participation. Any person wishing to address the council must first provide his or her name and address. Comments shall be limited to 5 minutes, and I'll give you a warning when there is 1 minute remaining.
My name's Tana Sidris. I live at 415 Lundbeck Road. I am very appreciative of everything that's going on with the upgrades in the park. I am looking forward to everything that is going to come out of it. I was also thinking of different ways that we could utilize some of the spaces that aren't particularly being used. I know that this would probably take a lot of planning. It would probably take a lot of networking. It would probably take fundraising, and it would probably not be a project for the near future. But one idea that I was thinking of was the areas of the flood wall that are steep that you guys, the city often lets it grow its turf grass, and eventually it just gets mowed down. Like I said, it would take a lot of networking, it would take a lot of planning, but seeing if we could utilize that space for native plants, flowering plants, low growing plants that eventually, yes, it would take a long time for it to establish, but eventually it would be a low to no mow option. It would be more ecologically friendly. That I'd really just right now, I'm just trying to put a bug in your ear. And if that's something that you guys would want to talk further on, I would love to sit down and chat about it. That's all.
Thank you.
Dave White, 179 Church Street. Just want to request that I get notice of any future Parks, Recreation, and Tourism Committee meetings where the geese issue is going to be discussed. So I know that you've got my email address, but any advance notice on that would be appreciated. Thanks.
Thank you. If there is no more audience participation, we'll move to old business. Is there any old business to come before the council? Hearing none, we'll move to petitions and correspondence.
Thank you, President Shoemaker. I've not received anything.
Next, new business. Is there any new business to come before council? I've got a couple of things that I just want to address real quickly. I am in the process with Councilwoman Bennett to try to schedule the nonprofit funding committee. So we're going to try to get that done in May, but give plenty of time for people to get their requests in. But we're going to try to get that done in the upcoming month. And I appreciate all her work to try to help get that done. The only other thing was with regard to scheduling in May. Our second meeting in May falls on Memorial Day, and pursuant to Rule 1 of the Rules of Council, I'm scheduling the second regular council meeting on May 18th at 7 p.m. at 26 South Paint Street, Chiillicothe, Ohio, if that fits with everyone's schedule. I know that will only be a week after the other one, but if we try to move it later in Memorial Day week, that gets a little tough, and we have to have the meeting within 7 days, or at least by the end of the month. So it seems to me to move it up to the 18th makes sense. But I'll go ahead and wait to hear from council members and the administration. And if that creates some problem, I'll try to get back to everyone. But at this point in time, that's the plan, is to schedule it at that point in time. Next, we will move to reading of ordinances and resolutions.
Thank you, President Shoemaker. This evening we have 5 items on the agenda. Item number 1 is the third reading of an ordinance accepting and adopting the revised City of Chiillicothe Transit System procurement policy for the Chiillicothe Transit System.
And the clerk will call the roll.
Bennett?
Yes.
Payne?
Yes.
McCourt?
Yes.
Barnes?
Yes.
McKeever?
Yes.
Dement?
Yes.
Preston?
Yes.
Dunn?
Yes.
Creed?
Yes.
Ordinance is approved. Next ordinance.
Item number 2 is the second reading of an ordinance consenting to the proposal submitted by the Ohio Department of Transportation to resurface a portion of State Route 104 within the corporation limits of the City of Chiillicothe, establishing the city as the local public agency.
The ordinance will move to the next agenda because I'm not going to give anyone the opportunity to try to hurry this along with any more construction here in the city. Next ordinance.
Item number 3 is the first reading of an ordinance appropriating $38,659 for the extension of the builder's risk insurance policy covering the wastewater treatment plant construction project and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Creed.
President Shoemaker, I'd like to make a motion to waive the 3-read rule on this, please.
Second by Ms. Dunn. And the clerk will call the roll relative to the waiver of the 3-read rule.
Bennett,
Yes.
Payne,
Yes.
McCourt,
Yes.
Barnes,
Yes.
McKeever,
Yes.
Dement,
Yes.
Preston,
Yes.
Dunn,
Yes.
Creed.
Yes.
The 3-read rule is waived, and the clerk will now call the roll relative to the ordinance.
Bennett,
Yes.
Payne,
Yes.
McCourt,
Yes.
Barnes,
Yes.
McKeever,
Yes.
Dement,
Yes.
Preston,
Yes.
Dunn,
Yes.
Creed.
Yes.
Ordinance is adopted. Next ordinance.
Item number 4 is the first reading of an ordinance making additional appropriations from unappropriated balances for the current expenditures of the City of Chiillicothe, Ohio for fiscal year 2026.
The ordinance will move to the next agenda. The next ordinance.
Item number 5 is the first reading of an ordinance appropriating funds and establishing pay rates for part-time summer and fall seasonal employees, as well as interns, within the Parks and Recreation, swimming pool, engineering, utilities, administration, service, police, law director, human resources, and auditors departments of the City of Chiillicothe for calendar year 2026 and declaring an emergency.
Ms. Payne.
President Shoemaker, I'd like to make a motion that we waive the 3-read rule on this.
Second by Ms. Preston, and the clerk will call the roll relative to the waiver of the 3-read rule.
Bennett,
Yes.
Payne,
Yes.
McCourt,
Yes.
Barnes,
Yes.
McKeever,
Yes.
Dement,
Yes.
Preston,
Yes.
Dunn,
Yes.
Creed.
Yes.
The 3-read rule is waived. The clerk will call the roll relative to the ordinance.
Bennett,
Yes.
Payne,
Yes.
McCourt,
Yes.
Barnes,
Yes.
McKeever,
Yes.
Dement,
Yes.
Preston,
Yes.
Dunn,
Yes.
Creed.
Yes.
Ordinance is adopted. If there is no other business to come before council, I would accept a motion to adjourn. Ms. Bennett, second by Mr. McQuirt, and the clerk will call the roll.
Bennett,
Yes.
Payne,
Yes.
McCourt,
Yes.
Barnes,
Yes.
McKeever,
Yes.
Dement,
Yes.
Preston,
Yes.
Dunn,
Yes.
Creed.
Yes.
We are adjourned. Thank you.